Wake up in the morning and it's howling wind. So Jerry and Ron make the decision that we're gonna head to Nipawin and put in on the Saskatchewan River, chase some walleye for dinner. Henry David Thoreau said, "Many men go fishing all of their lives without knowing that it is not the fish they are after." Look at the size of that thing! I'm Denis Isbister. For me, fishing has been a part of my whole life. From the time I could walk, I've been chasing fish and whatever adventures seem to follow it.
I'm Drew Murin, and since I was a little kid, my dad and I have fished all over the western United States together. And all I've wanted to do ever since was travel the world, have a little fun, and fish with my good friend Denis.
You see that, baby? So follow along with us as we travel the remote regions of the globe
In search of wild fish,
wild places. Got some weather happening today. Woke up this morning, wind's blowing, big body of water. Thankfully we got some big safe boats, so it's not an issue with it being dangerous at all, but definitely going to be a little different fishing than what we did the day before. We're going to have to probably use the big motor, get in position, trolling for walleye. We're just going to go chase walleye. It's a big famous walleye lake. Just getting going here. We decided to make a run to the other boat launch. We drove into Nipawin from the lodge, try to get out of the weather today. There was quite a bit of wind where we were at, big open basin. So they said, you know what, let's take a run. There's gonna be more people. It's a Saturday, of course, so you know, just gonna make it happen. Probably gonna make a big run here on the river, try to get in between where we've been fishing, try to find some walleye today and get out of the big winds. Once again, on a new body of water. We're on a big river, we've got flow, the walleye seem to be stacked up on the structure, but we don't know anything. They say the fish are here, but we go to it. Bottom bouncers, some hammer time spinners, and we start working around. Everybody I see is trolling, just kind of drifting one direction. Well, you know, I can't be like everybody else. Well, I start taking the electric and moving in and out of those ledges, back and forth real slow. And right away, we start catching some fish. Some walleye. Obviously, what we're figuring out here is the bigger fish are in the 25-foot range. Big fish like that. Oh, I mean, that's what you're looking for when you drive 30 hours. Looking for those kind of quality walleye right there. Get your heart out, Midwestern states. What am I feeling?
Feels like an Eileen.
Yeah.
Yeah, see there?
That's a big one. Don't lose him.
Getting up there. Getting an inch every few hundred yards.
I'm gonna have dinner. I don't think you guys will, but
Talk over. So we're in the river system, which means there's current. It's narrow, and Ron was telling us that there's a drop. So we're looking for the 11 to 20 foot drop. Gonna set up the crawler rigs. Gonna be using the Yakima bait bottom walkers along with the spinner rigs and putting a leech or a night crawler on there, and just slowly working our way down river towards the mouth of the, you know, where it dumps into and actually becomes a reservoir. Little tried and true walleye method here. Bottom bouncer with a spinner and a night crawler, but I'm gonna use a Finesse spinner, which is a little tiny blade and about a half a worm. Just because I think that these fish have seen a lot of stuff. There's a lot of people that fish this little section down here, so I'm hoping that this might fool a few more fish or maybe some bigger fish. everybody is just drifting the river in one spot. They're kind of picking a spot and just going along. Well, I can't be like everybody else. I start working the boat in and out of the ledges, and I notice that there's a bunch of structure throughout the middle of the river, not just on the edge. And we start catching some fish. We're gonna get a big one, Rodney. You wanna come fish the back off this side? I'll just try to keep the motor heading down.
Even that, no.
That's close.
Why such a long leader?
What's that?
Why such a long leader?
You know, I just thought it would give it a better chance to work. Something I kept thinking about while we're fishing this drift is it's reminding me of salmon fishing. A lot of the salmon fishing we did on the Naknek and back home. So I thought, everybody's drifting down. I'm gonna try pulling plugs up. I mean, it's just one after the other. I thought the guys are crazy when they're salmon fishing, talking about pulling plugs down current, but man, you wanna catch a lot of little fish, this is the way to do it.
Makes perfect sense.
You know what's crazy though is they quit eating. They quit. We were making drift after drift, catching quite a few fish, and then it quit working basically. You're getting like one hit on the last drift, and I decided to put this out and do a downhill troll, and man, it's like as fast as we can get it in the water. Normally we're catch and release guys all the time. We're fishing fisheries that require catch and release only. Big lake trout, they're sensitive, big rainbows, stuff like that. But here, it's a different mentality. They have very strict regulations, but it's such a rich fishery, and the fish are so delicious, you keep a few. We bring them home, we fillet them out right here, and Irene and her mother just cook them up perfect. I could eat walleye every night. We wake up in the morning and it's storming. So what do? Gotta make the best of it. We head out and we decide to go trolling for pike right off the bat. Oh, baby. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's an eater. Yeah. Not the same size as the last one. I guess I'm just getting, there we go. Rod figured out this little technique. So I'm gonna catch a few bigger fish. We're gonna eat some tonight, so.
We're eating dinner tonight, boys. Good old rope minnows. Can't beat them. Fish, I guess. That feels heavy. Mr. Pike came home to roost. Nice off perch for dinner. Found Laurel on it.
God, he swallowed it.
Oh, that's correct. As long as you don't forget to take it out. Put them back in the water with it in. I've seen that happen a bunch. Should we keep it or not, Dennis?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay. All right, let's keep it.
Oh, that's a damn nice pike. Yeah, it is.
Nice little jack. Got out here this morning, got a pretty good chop going. We're hoping to cast some more for pike, but just conditions just aren't right. So we're gonna back out of here, set up our trolling gear, and just troll on the edge of this break and try to hook up with some big pike or big walleye or whatever's happening. Hot on everything, dude. Don't want to break it off on that 15. Yeah.
scrap. Caught a lot of really upper 30-inch pike. And Denis got 3 nice double-digit walleye, which is a dream for a lot of guys.
We're trying to kind of work around here, kind of in a new spot. We're checking out some new stuff. We're working to anywhere from 12 to 20 feet of water back and forth, looking for where these fish might be hanging out, walleye or big pike. We had a big blow yesterday, couldn't even get on the main lake. The lake's turned up, it's murky, there's stuff floating everywhere. So I think things are gonna be different than what we've seen the last probably 4 days. So we're just kind of experimenting, and we're doing that by trolling, covering a lot of water, in and out of the ledges, all the way, from 6 feet all the way out to 40. And it's kind of like learning a whole new lake again, because everything's changed.
Pound fluoro is all you need for these 50-inch pike.
Staying deep. Good one. See if he'll fit in here. Oh, barely.
Okay, buddy, it's time. It's time to show off.
Ready?
Yeah, look at those chomps. Big old teeth.
Hold it still.
Too big.
One of his eyes is goofy.
Yeah, it is.
That was fun.
Yeah, good fish. We know these walleye are hanging out in 40, 50 feet of water. And we also know that some of them are keying into crawdads. So we're gonna drop some bottom walkers down with some little crawdad color maglib and see if we can find some big fish. The tree limb hasn't fought back yet. Oh, there he is. He's fighting back now. This is our spot down here on this side. Little guy, but we'll take him. He fell for it. To the top of the lip. Little walleye.
Good eater size.
Want to keep him?
Well, you got one in there already. We can always release them. Give them a hand. As soon as they got down.
Nice. That little bigger plug putting it to him.
Yeah.
Better fish?
No. Another little guy. Might be an eater size. We will see.
The sauger?
Yeah, it's a sauger. It's a nice sauger. Scale. When they put their dorsal fin up like that and flare their gills, they're mad. Or scared or something.
So I dive into my box to see what I have that we could maybe emulate a crawfish pattern. And I've got some little maglibs. A maglib 2.5 and a 3.0. Just a little tiny ones, but a little different size. So I'm thinking bottom walkers, slow, right on the bottom. 40 feet of water is where we've been chasing these walleye with a little leech on the back for scent. See if it's gonna work.
Dinker.
Dinker?
Yeah. That doesn't even qualify as eater size.
It's so little?
Yeah.
You had that Bassmaster hook set though.
I did.
What?
I used to be a Bassmaster in my dreams.
When you made all the big money?
Yep.
Too consistent, other than they're between 40 and 50. They're not close to the ledge, they're just up on. That's a nice fish.
For the net?
Yeah, that's a matty.
Yeah. Get our net man on this. Here we go, ready? Yeah! Here's what we got going on. A little crawdad pattern, about 3/4 of a mile an hour. and just got a little leech trailer on it for scent. It seems to be really giving it. Rod's got the same exact color, just one size bigger. See, we got some thick fluorocarbon leader on there, but that's because we were fishing in Pikeville for a while. We're fishing along and we decide to start trolling plug because it's stormy, and Rod switches to a little plug that's been working really good for us this whole trip. Right away, bam, 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 starts ripping some fish, a nice pike, a nice walleye, and then the weather changes.
Right. Well, it was a learning experience. It's a different kind of lake. Luckily, we had some local people with us to help us, and it worked out great. It was a really good, really fun experience, and every time you try something new, you learn. You know, you learn more things that you might be able to use on your next trip.
Lightning. You're out in this big body of water in a metal boat, a bunch of graphite rods sticking up in the air. Probably not the best idea to be hanging out. We push it as long as we can. Our camera guy's got an app. He's looking at the lightning bolts around us. One hit's close. You know what? Better safe than sorry. Time to move. Yeah, time to go. Yeah, time to go, boys.
Just like usual, just normal weather for North Country. You gotta plan on it. You get your mind in the right place. Don't be thinking you're gonna get 7 days of beautiful weather like we do back home.
You gotta go more. You want some? You gotta go like really slow with them with bottom walkers though. You want some? Got them, Rock?
Yep.
Oh yeah, nice.
Oh, they're nice size. Boy, those are nice average size fish. This little guy.
I think it's a little fella, but I'm happy. It's a welcome fish. We've had a 15 or 20 minute slow period here. Bad one though. Doing it. See you, buddy. Yeah, nice fish. We saw these fish just printing them on the hummingbird all over the bottom, and obviously walleye like, you know, relating to the bottom most of the time, so we using the bottom walker and the plug to make sure we're right there. It's working really well for us. There's a big fish right there on the bottom. Another thing that's really important for this type of fishing, or any fishing in my opinion, is to have good electronics. We got this hummingbird, state of the art. We've got waypoints, tracks, contours, plus the sonar, plus the structure scan. So we've been kind of comparing the two. We've been using the sonar, looking at it, see what's coming up, and then on a structure scan we can see if little individual bait fish or logs or whatever's going on down there. We're kind of being able to figure out the sonar part of it a little better, and it's really helping out to differentiate what you're looking at down there. When we first got here, everybody's talking about the walleye being in 20, 25 feet of water, but we can't find them. We're looking around, and I think that they have got to be deeper. 71-degree water surface temperature, and we start exploring out in 40, 50 feet of water, and right away, we start getting bit. Got it?
Yep.
Monster?
Another monster. He's trying to get my leech, but I'm not going to go for it.
Time we get close to that 42-foot depth, it's the 42-foot depth that's as close to this bank as we can get it, is where it seems like the majority of the fish are. If you get out too far towards the 50 now, it seems like it's
they're scattered or scarce, you know. Every time we get in tight to this 42 foot that's close to the back.
Yeah, I got to fish with my nephew, and that's always a blast for me. You know, we reconnect, and yeah, I practically raised him in the fishing, you know, end of it. So it's always fun, and the people here, Jerry and his wife Irene, are just as nice and accommodating as any place I've ever been in my life. They're just wonderful people. If I lived close to them, I know I'd be friends with them. It's really a great place to come.
Jerry just bought this lodge up here, Tobin Lake Trophy Adventures. He's been guiding and outfitting basically his whole life, but this fishing setup here is brand new to him, and we're excited to help him promote it and figure out this fishery.